about love. It's creativity, it's competition. Where do you find that? You know? All right. We're about to kick it off. Are you know what I'm about to say. Ready? Yes. Montgomery, George, Charles, Thais. Ladies first. Thais, are you ready? 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 Yes. All right. Help me count it down, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, before we do, let's hear it. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Let's hear it for these artists. Yes. Thank you. All right, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get those paints to the canvas.
We have officially kicked off our third and final round of Art Battle in Ormond Beach tonight. And our 4 absolutely epic artists who are in the final round are Jordan Jones, Charles Maxwell, Thais Franca, and Montgomery Triss. And right now we're checking out Jordan Jones and seeing how he is beginning his final round piece. We can see actually that he has a reference prepared. So he came with 2 references and obviously was very confident about getting into the final. Love that. So looks like we're getting a similar start to the way that Jordan began his first round qualifying piece, with this kind of blending of colors coming together. And I absolutely can't wait to see how Jordan's piece evolves. I'm actually wondering if right now he's painting it upside down, because the shape of the portrait that he's got in his reference there has the head, the curvature of the head. I wonder if that's what the gold is going to be, or if this is how he's establishing the background. Moving over to Montgomery here. And looks like we're going to be getting another landscape from Montgomery. Montgomery's qualifying round piece just absolutely blew me away. It was so interesting that it stood on its own as this really wonderful, beautiful landscape, but then he introduced all of these just super stimulating narrative elements. And we also, I didn't even get a chance to say on stream, but I think that there was also some apocalyptic elements as well, so helping us verge into that surrealist territory too. So epic work, Montgomery. I am expecting some big things out of Montgomery's easel in the final round here tonight too. These artists will have 20 minutes only in the final round to compete for your votes. Only one artist will be crowned the winner of tonight and will move forward into the Florida City or Florida Regional Finals. So we have some high stakes tonight for sure. Looks like Montgomery is introducing maybe a windowsill. That's always something that I really enjoy seeing. It kind of brings the painting into this meta space and just brings the viewer really inward into the piece. Checking out Thais here, and she is changing up her subject matter totally, and looks like we're going for a portrait. We have this very, very saturated orangey yellow going down onto the canvas. I love this color. It's so rich. It has all of the punch of a yellow, but is just toned down that slight little bit with that orangey tinge, and it just gains this rich golden quality. And we can see that Thais has created some proportions here. She's got a little bit of a proportion map for her portrait there. Always a smart move. We can see that she's working within the same color family as her background. We've got kind of this golden brown that she's using for the skin tone right off the bat. And we can see that Thais is dancing too. The vibes from the artists tonight have been phenomenal. Everybody just seems to really be having such a great time, and I think that that is definitely lending itself into the art really well as well, because the quality of work here tonight has been really just phenomenal. Would love to hear in the YouTube comments about which piece you've enjoyed the most so far tonight, and who you think is going to win. Hanging out with Charles Maxwell now, and we have a similar approach to his qualifying round piece with this directional approach. We have a lot of these directional brush strokes that we've got that kind of light source coming in from the diagonal corner as well, just swiping angularly through the background. And then we've got some palette knife work in the foreground, and now we can see that he's taking a similar approach, adding some sort of creature potentially into this sky. And again, working with that knife. Very abstracted at the moment, but looking forward to seeing how it develops. I wonder if he's going to go with another insect. That would be cool, or potentially even making it a little bit more surreal. Wow, lots of great work done by Jordan in our last 5 minutes here. This piece he's only worked on this piece for less than 6 minutes, which is just blowing my mind. And I think the color story here is really cool. We've got this golden sun behind the portrait here, and the color of that sun is shining through into the face. And then we have the way that the red is sweeping around in that background as well, and is also playing into the face. I'm really enjoying the approach that Jordan takes to how he decides to layer his pieces. I think that he really has an intuitive knowledge of how colors work together, and how the paint that he applies as his top layer is going to work in tandem with the paint that's underneath. Getting some really great highlights established there, just simply by leaving that spot blank and allowing those background colors to shine through. Really enjoying that little hit on the nose there, just that little bit of highlight, getting us that curvature of the nostril there. Just, it's so subtle, but it's so smart. And a lot of development here from this piece by Montgomery Triz. This work and the previous work is very much reminding me of Gauguin's Tahitian series, and it's just reminiscent, but at the same time Montgomery is putting so much of his own self into it. And the addition of this frame is just really doing so much for the work, and just really grounds it and helps to create that color contrast as well, because we have those high points of that yellowy green that's representing the grass in the background, but it's being contrasted by the darkness of this frame. Back with Thais here. And we're getting a very joyful expression on her portrait, and some very stylized features, especially with the way that she's got that eye there. She's got the curvature of the cheek sneaking up underneath the eye, which is how it's expressing this joyful quality, and she's really bringing that sense of smile into the eyes as well. And we're getting the warmth of that flush of the cheek coming in on the side as well. She's using that as a shadow with the darker purples, and then also using it to create that flush with the pink as it's encroaching onto the face. We are halfway through the final round officially now. and the stakes are high, but voting is open. Head to artbattle.com/AB2410 and cast your vote. The top artist as voted by the crowd tonight will move forward into the Florida Regionals, and the winner from the Florida Regionals will be moving forward to the National Championship, which just so happens to be taking place in Daytona Beach on April 1st. So some really, really exciting events coming up in Ormond and Daytona Beach. Loving that little pop of highlight there in the eye. Portrait artists know that that's the way to just really enliven and awaken a portrait, just with that tiny little catch light, that little round highlight that you can put next to the pupil, just really sets it all off and creates that level of connection. Over here with Charles, and our creature has been revealed. We now have a blue shark, and the directionality of the background is now making even more sense because it's really giving us that sensation of sunlight penetrating through water. So I think that Charles has done a really fantastic job, once again, of laying down all of the groundwork for these elements that he layers on top. So far, this is definitely the most textural piece that we have in the final round, and I think that that element helps Charles stand out, and I'm sure is something that the crowd will continue to appreciate. And getting those little tiny hits of yellow is just really setting everything off as well. It's a subtle difference, but it just helps to warm everything up and provides that color contrast that just brings everything else really into harmony. And especially getting this addition of the yellow onto the body of the shark, I think is unexpected, but is continuing to highlight how the sun is affecting this creature underneath the water. Just about 8 minutes remaining in this round, and not only can you vote in this round, but you can also bid on all of these works created tonight at that same link that is on your screen. You don't need to be in the room to bid and participate in the auction. We will ship these works to you. Oh, I'm so happy that we're getting to catch this moment with Jordan. I was wondering what tool he was using previously in his qualifying round piece for these lines that he was drawing and into the painting and subtracting the paint, and it looks like he's actually got a blade that he's using to capture these literally sharp lines. Oh, he's using a palette knife. I thought for a second he was using an X-Acto blade potentially, but he's getting this with just a palette knife. Such an interesting use of this tool, definitely veering into that unconventional territory, and that's something that just really reveals the unique style of the artist. And he's just hitting all of these parts perfectly. Not only do we have these elements of the sharper lines, such as the lines that are on the lips right now, but if you look into the form of the cheek and into the chin there as well, we can see that he's scraped away some of that paint with the side of the palette knife as well, so not just using the tip, and he's created that subtle element of shading there by just subtracting some of that paint. Really pleased watching Jordan create this piece. An artist's process is always so mysterious, and one of the joys of Art Battle is getting to have kind of some of these mysteries revealed. We would love to hear on YouTube which artists you think are doing the best in this round and who you will be voting for. Whose piece do you think is visually the best representation, and who have you enjoyed watching create? Whose performance has been impactful for you tonight? Ooh, that line was so good. So careful, such a steady hand. Back with Montgomery here. And his establishment of the figure is just continuing to tighten up, but still remain loose in all of the right areas, exactly where you want it. We're getting just enough suggestion of the face to kind of get the hollows of the eyes, that little bit of shadow underneath the nose, the gesture of the hands, the weight of the legs underneath the figure as she's sitting. There's a lot of really great techniques here, and I feel like there's a good push and pull between looseness and areas that are a little bit tighter. So we have less than 5 minutes remaining in our final round of our battle at Ormond Beach, and time is a ticking. So make sure that you head over to that voting link and cast your vote and support these artists. And then, of course, we have this element of the plant with blowing petals into the wind, which is a cool addition as well. And again, creates that unconventional sense of narrative that hadn't previously existed for us within this piece. So Montgomery does a really fantastic job of storytelling within his work, not only in the final result of the piece, but in the way that he layers these elements. He's just adding into that narrative story for the viewer as they're watching the piece being created. And Thais has just done such a joyful portrait here. Very classic imagery with our fruit hat here. I believe that this has to be Carmen Miranda, who was a samba singer and dancer, Broadway actress, film star as well. It's a very, we're getting this really joyful pop culture moment with Thais. And the movement in the way that she's composed this piece is really wonderful as well. We have kind of the weight of the piece happening in the shoulder, and then our eye moves into the neck, and then the face, and then finally into the focal point of the hat that's full of fruit. And it just gives us that really nice kind of curving eye line within the composition, almost like an S. And for whatever reason, that just tends to be very pleasing to the eye. And the pop of that blue kerchief underneath the fruit as well is just working really well with that golden yellow background color. Heading into our final 2 minutes. And let's see how Charles is doing. Wow, Charles has made a lot of progress since we last saw him, and I would definitely call this piece finished. I don't think he needs to do any more. We've got a signature on there already, and Charles has really chosen to embrace even further those textural elements that really set him apart. And the way that the yellows and the blues and the purples now are playing together is really nice. We're just kind of getting them colliding into each other, but we have enough separation that it's not muddy.
Listen, we've got about 1 minute left, but I just wanted to hear it. I just wanted you to give it up. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Artists, you've got about You got about 47 seconds to get it done. Oh, I love that. He's signing it off. That was the final straw. I love it. Now listen, don't forget to vote, everybody. You better get on those phones and vote for who you love. I mean, seriously, we've got such amazing energy here. I'm gonna count it down. Are y'all? I said y'all. That's right. I did. Are y'all ready? Hold on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brushes. Woo! Oh, this is hot. All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take these canvases inside, but first, everybody, take a look at these beautiful paintings. You know this is the cream of the crop. Oh my gosh, like, that is awesome. That is, ooh, hello Carmen Miranda. Hello Shark Encounter. Oh my God, let's go to Wakanda. I love all of it.
Seriously,
George
well done.
Jones,
Holy
congratulations. Listen, we're going to shut it down for now, but we're going to pick it back up and talk about it in just a few minutes. These artists are loving on each other, as they should. And listen, I want to remind everybody, there's a band playing inside. There are drinks inside. Let's make this the funnest Sunday night you've ever had in your life. Come on.
An absolutely phenomenal final round of Art Battle in Ormond Beach tonight. All 4 of our finalist artists totally brought it and brought something unique to the easel as well. We have Thais Franca with this really joyful Carmen Miranda portrait, just really capturing her spirit so well and in such a wonderful, vibrant execution. And then we have Charles Maxwell with this really wonderful shark painting that incorporates so many different elements of texture and just so much fun with the color play. Excellent sense of movement as well with the sun coming through the water, and you can really get that sensation of the shark floating and swimming through the water. And then Jordan Jones here with this stunningly executed portrait. A profile is also a very difficult painting to pull off in terms of portraiture. The proportions here can be very challenging when you do a face in profile, and Jordan has really hit it out of the park with all of the ways that he's executed this piece. We have great proportions and some really just fantastic stylistic elements as well. And then last but certainly not least, Montgomery Triz with his wonderful narrative piece that just keeps giving more and more every time that you look at it. So it's going to be super hard for you guys to choose which artist should be the winner of this round, but you got to do it. Head over to artbattle.com/AB2410 and cast your vote. You can also participate in the auction at that same link. So take the opportunity to collect these pieces. We will ship them to you. Our winner announcement will be coming in just a few moments as we watch these votes roll in. We often hear from our wonderful voting manager, Gina, that voting is very tight and that every single vote really makes a huge impact. So don't forget to vote and support your favorite artists.
All right, we had to cut that one a bit short. But here we go. It's for more important things. We're going to be announcing the winner. Here we go. Let me turn it over to Greg here.
Chris, thank you guys so much. You rocked it. MJ, I mean, what a way to end the night. Come on.
We got more music after.
Oh, they're still going to be kicking it.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. Now listen, wow. We've got the results. But before I announce the results, before I announce the winner, the 4th person who's moving on to the state championships down in Miami, I also want to say, which is really important, bidding is still happening for these paintings. So Continue to bid. Don't think if you bid and you got overbid that you're done, because you can still get that. Now here's what I want to say. And this is the most important part of the evening, I suppose. The winner. Ooh, everybody got quiet. I know that. The winner of Art Battle Ormond Beach, who's going to fill the fourth and final slot to take it down to Miami for the state championships, is Jordan Jones! Congratulations, Jordan. Congratulations, Jordan. There you go. Angel. Right on. Let's get some photos. Let's get some videos. You know, you don't have to stand next to me, but I would love to stand next to you. Here we go.
Actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah, there is.
Turn around.
Angel's holding up the winning painting.
Angel? Ah, forget it.
Wow, that was really, it was super tight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for everybody. Montgomery, Thais, Charles, thank you so much for coming into the final round. That is a heartbreaker. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for all the artists for participating tonight. You guys killed it. I hope everybody here had a good time. Thank you so much for supporting art. Thank you so much for supporting this community. Thank you so much for coming out on a school night. Let's keep it going. And congratulations to Jordan Jones.
A massive congratulations to Jordan Jones, who will be moving forward into the state final. Dates will be announced at artbattle.com/events, and make sure that you sign up for our mailing list as well to get that info. A very, very excellent event in Ormond Beach tonight, and we are so pleased with all of the artists who created. It takes a lot of courage and creativity to step up to the easels, and everyone just did a fantastic job. A really wonderful night of live competitive painting and lots of high quality output as well. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram at Art Battle and check out all of our upcoming events. Big congratulations to Jordan Jones once again, and of course to our whole team on the ground in Ormond Beach. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and good night.